Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings for Manchester United's 2-1 win against Everton at Goodison Park. So I'll start off with David De Gea. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Couldn't do anything about Alex Iwobi's superb strike from 25 yards out. But De Gea did very well to deny James Garner in injury time. Of course, David De Gea is Manchester United's first choice goalkeeper. He's done well in a lot of games this season. I just thought he was poor in the opening game against Brighton because he let 2 soft goals in, and he was accountable for 2 goals in the 4-0 defeat to Brentford on the second game. Moving on to Diego Dalot, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought Dalot looked good on the ball, good defensive performance. Dalot's been impressive in a lot of games this season. Dalot is our first choice right back under Eric Ten Hag. Revert back to when we had Ralph Rangnick. Dalot was Man United's first choice right back. There's no way back now for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, so I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka's on his way out of the club in the January transfer window. Moving on to Victor Lindelof, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he put a good performance out, brought the ball out well from the back, and he looks very good in the air and showed good composure. Lindelof, of course, started against Amoni Nicosia because Raphael Varane was out with injury. Don't forget Varane did come on though yesterday against Everton. Varane picked up the injury in the 6-3 defeat to Manchester City. Moving on to Lisandra Martinez. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Another good performance by him. What an impact he's made since he come to Manchester United. Manchester United got Lisandro Martinez from Ajax in a deal worth 57 million. Since his arrival, Harry Maguire's not obviously been one of our first choice centre-halves. Maguire couldn't have played anyway yesterday because he's still out with injury. Moving on to Luke Shaw, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He actually put a good performance out. He provided width, showed some good attacking intent, and defensively he was good. Luke Shaw started ahead of Terrell Malacia. Luke Shaw's not our first choice left back, Terrell Malacia is. Luke Shaw could leave Manchester United next year. His contract expires next year. Shaw's enjoyed around 9 years or so at the club, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. He had a knock earlier on this season. He is injury prone, which is a concern. Moving on to Christian Erickson, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Okay performance. Erickson has done well though in a lot of games since he come to Manchester United. Man United did get Christian Erickson on a free transfer. When Erickson officially signed, he signed a 3-year contract. Casemiro, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Casemiro did provide an assist in the game, and he should have scored because he had a very good chance. Was it from a header that just went wide? I do recall Casemiro making a mistake or two early on in the game, but apart from that, very, very good. It was his first league start. He was in line to start, wasn't he, against Everton? But in most games so far, Casemiro seemed to make impacts from the bench. He weren't good on his first start in the 1-0 defeat to Real Sociedad. Man United got Casemiro from Real Madrid in a deal worth 70 million. Obviously now, Erickson and Casemiro are Man United's first choice centre midfielders. So obviously now, Fred and McTominay won't start a lot of games. Bruno Fernandez, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. He didn't do a lot in the game, but at times he showed very good work rate. But Bruno Fernandez, to be fair, has done well in a lot of games this season. Bruno Fernandez has been a Man United player for over 2 years. We got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Marcus Rashford, he's going to get a 7 out of 10. Marcus Rashford obviously did have a goal disallowed by VAR for handball. Maybe there's some people saying that goal should have stood. I thought Marcus Rashford was well in the game. He looked good on the ball. He made some good runs. Rashford's having a good season to his credit. Rashford, of course, came on in the game against Ammonia Nicosia and got 2 goals, and he provided an assist. Rashford also scored twice in the 3-1 win against Arsenal earlier on this year, and he scored in the 2-1 home win against Liverpool. He's having a very good season, Rashford. Not so long ago, he got named the Premier League Player of the Month for September. Rashford's far superior this season to how he was last season. He was out with injury not so long ago. Anthony, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. What a game he had. Anthony, of course, scored Manchester United's equaliser. The goal actually came from a mistake from Idrissa Gueye in midfield. It was a lovely pass by Martial to pick out Anthony, and Anthony finished it expertly. That was Anthony's 3rd goal as a Manchester United player. Anthony scored a stunning goal in the defeat to City, but he did nothing in that game up until that goal, and he scored on his debut in Man United's 3-1 win against Arsenal. Man United got Anthony for €100 million. That equates to around 86 million in pounds sterling. Anthony's Man United's 2nd most expensive signing ever, and he's the 4th most expensive signing in Premier League history. Moving on to Anthony Martial, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Martial did provide an assist in the game, but he went off injured in that first half, so obviously he was replaced by Cristiano Ronaldo. Martial's played Man United's last 3 games. Martial came on against Ammonia Nicosia and he scored. And he came on in the defeat to Man City and got 2 goals. Martial's had quite a few injuries this season. Cristiano Ronaldo came on. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Ronaldo scored Manchester United's 2nd goal. It was Ronaldo's 700th club goal. Ronaldo should have got his 700th club goal against Ammonia Nicosia because he squandered several chances in that game. He missed like 2 sitters. Don't forget, Ronaldo has not started a lot of games this season. Prior to this game, he said Ronaldo was unhappy with Erik Ten Hag's training sessions and style of play. And Ten Hag mentioned that Ronaldo's unhappy that he's not playing regularly. Ronaldo can leave Manchester United in January. Eric Ten Hag will not stand in his way. But when Eric Ten Hag first took charge, he wanted Cristiano Ronaldo to stay. Ten Hag could get 100 million if Ronaldo leaves in January. The other two substitutions we brought on was Scott McTominay. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Don't forget he did receive a yellow card. And Raphael Varane also came on, and I'll give him a 5 out of 10. You know, Varane has just come back from injury. So that is your player ratings from Manchester United's 2-1 win against Everton at Goodison Park. Reflecting on the win, Man United ended Everton's 2-game winning run, and Man United have now won 5 of their last 6 in the Premier League. Like I said, Manchester United come from behind against Everton because Alex Iwobi gave Everton an early lead. It was a very good curling effort from 25 yards out. Like I say, Man United were missing just like 3 players. Obviously, Brandon Williams is still out. He's been out for a while, but he doesn't get in the team anyway. There was no Maguire. He won't start anyway because he's no longer one of our first choice centre-halves, like I've already mentioned. And there was no Donny van de Beek because obviously he's still out with a knock. Last season, Donny van de Beek was out on loan with Everton. But I'm glad we beat them because obviously Man United lost at Goodison Park last season, 1-0. Don't forget, Ronaldo smashed an Everton fan's phone. Earlier on this year, Ronaldo got charged by the FA over that mobile phone incident at Everton. Ronaldo got cautioned for the incident back in August. After the incident, Ronaldo apologised on social media. Obviously, the game at Old Trafford between Man United and Everton last season was 1-1. Let me put into the equation that Everton were missing players as well. Around 5 players, wasn't it? They were missing Andros Townsend, Yerry Mina, Nathan Patterson, Ben Godfrey, and Mason Holgate. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin had just come back from injury for Everton. Let me put into the equation that Everton have lost players. They let Alan go on a free transfer. They loaned Andrea Gomez out. When he was at Everton, he was injury prone anyway. They sold Richie Arledson to Tottenham, and he was a key player when he was at Everton. They lost Lucas Digne to Aston Villa. They let James Rodriguez go. So they are, players that Everton have let go. The Everton manager is Frank Lampard, and to be honest with you, I think he's a poor manager, and Everton need to get rid of him. Frank Lampard doesn't have a proven pedigree as a manager. Obviously, Lampard has gained managerial experience, reflecting how long he's been the Everton manager. He's been the Everton manager for around 9 months now, hasn't he? And obviously he managed Chelsea before Everton, and he was sacked by Chelsea, was Lampard, even though he is a Chelsea legend. And before he managed Derby, Derby was the first club he managed in his managerial career. Lampard got appointed in as the Everton manager in January this year. He's under contract with them until 2024. I tell you, when Everton were very consistent, they were consistent when they had Ancelotti. But Ancelotti obviously left Everton to make a return to Madrid, and they was also very consistent when they had Roberto Martinez. He was a good manager, and I thought they was good under David Moyes, even though David Moyes didn't win anything when he was Everton manager. And let me put into the equation, Man United have done transfer business with Everton before. because obviously we got Lukaku off them back in 2017, we got Fellaini off them back in 2013, and we got Wayne Rooney off them back in 2004. Don't forget though, Everton have done transfer business with Man United, because they got James Garner offers this summer, and Michael Keane is a former Man United player. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.